All right, guys, so we got a 2015 Ford F250 with a 6.2 gas. This does not have the center console, so it's a little bit easier. It is a pretty big job, but we're going to be doing the evaporator core and the heater core since we're going to have that box out. So we're going to kind of show you some little tricks and tips and show you a little bit quicker way than what the book calls for. So we're not going to completely remove the steering column. We're not going to completely remove the dash, but there is a couple of things that we'll show you to make life a little bit easier if you're trying to do it at home. So here we go. Okay, so on this particular truck, unlike some of the other, I believe the light duties has an access panel here on the newer, on the same year model. The F-150s, you can, this support right here is not here. So this one you do have to undo that bolt right there to get the steering column to loosen up. We went ahead and undid this plug here. Since I had access, I pulled this cover off, give me a little bit more room to make sure I'm pulling all the wires out of the way. And I also did this one back here. That way we know, that looks like it's coming out of the dash. So we went ahead and undid that one there, got that out of the way. We got to get this panel out. There's a bolt right here we got to take out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you in time lapse, and we'll go ahead and start the process. Okay, I got it is a 10mm bolt for the steering column, steering shaft. I just took a bungee to secure it here. I know some of the Fords have the locker in there, but just a little extra added protection. Just take a small bungee, wrap it through, just to help prevent any possibility of any damage to the clock spring, the airbag sensors and things like that. So that's just a precaution, just a little bungee just for extra security. So we got the 10mm bolt loose on the steering column. So we should be able to get this this side pretty much undone. There is a bolt on this side over here, which you kind of got to move around the door to get access to. But otherwise, it's pretty easy if you know what you're doing. Okay, so this is going to be a little hard to see, but there's two bolts, one there, and a single one on that side over there. And those are 10mm also. You do not have to take that screw out. I did not realize it, forgetting that this is a Ford. There's extra bolts in this. Yeah, that's my bad. So we'll put that back in when we get the dash out of the way, make it a little easier. but don't forget there's 3 total along the front of this dash. All right, so you got those bolts in the top 3. You got 3 here, 2 over there, and then 3 down here at the base at the bracket. And the dash falls out like that. Once you get it out of the way, you can just take that one side and kick it over. But pretty much right now everything is loose. All the connectors are disconnected. So now we'll get underneath of the hood and get the box out. Okay, here's a quick tip that I found out the hard way. This shifter cable is much easier to undo when the dash is still in place. So there's a little lock here. Push that up a little bit and it'll slide down, and this attaches straight to the shift lever. So that needs to be undone to get this dash back and out of the way. All right, so we got a couple things we got to do under the hood. There is a nut. I don't know if you can see it right there. Right back here. This is the gas motor, so you don't have the turbo and everything else in the way, but it's right back here. You got another one that is a little bit harder to see right back here. Let's see. It's right down there. These are 11 millimeters. And then you got one more, and I've got my extension attached to it already. And then they do recommend to take the fender liner out. I did not. I got small enough hands where I don't have to worry about it. But you can see we've got the coolant lines disconnected, as well as the AC lines all disconnected. And that's a 13 millimeter, and they're a pinch style for the heater hose connector. All right, so we got the box out. There was one bolt that I neglected to pull or mention, so you got a total of 4. That one is an 11 millimeter right below the AC drain. That 11 millimeter does have to come out. It's a little bit of a pain, but you can do it from the top or through the fender. This is your evaporator. You got 2 bolts here. There's one hiding underneath of the blend door, the blend door actuator, and you got 2 here and 1 more here. Your heater core is here. You just got the 2. In order to get the either one of these out, you do need to take this piece off for the fan, the fresh air. There's a Torx here on the side, one here, one here. This will come off. This is your housing. You got a Torx here and a Torx here. Take these clips off on both of them, and this pad comes out, and then your expansion valve. Don't forget to put new seals in there. So that's pretty much it. So you got the 3 nuts and 1 bolt, and you got a nut here and a bolt over here, and that's pretty much it. It wouldn't be a bad idea while you got it out to go ahead and replace these actuators. Don't buy aftermarket, buy them from Ford, just because the aftermarket ones, you could have a potential issue later on down the road. Mainly the blend door. If you got dual, replace both of them, because the other one is down here, which this one doesn't have it, but if it did, for the dual passenger, would be right down here. Now would be the time to replace it, because in order to replace it, you got to pull this do everything all over again. So now would be the time to replace it. This one's a little easier to get from inside with everything still intact, but it's still a pain in the butt. So now would be a time to replace it. Mode door actuator over here generally holds up pretty good, but again, you can access this from inside the vehicle without it being completely disassembled. So that's the box. So now you just reassemble in reverse order.